What's up, El Paso and Las Cruces? Welcome back to this week's episode. I've got a full table, some very important information that we want to get out today. So let's go on and switch this camera around so I can introduce you to everybody. All right, let me back up. All right, everybody, how's it going today? Hello. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for driving from Las Cruces, some of y'all. I greatly appreciate your time. So today, over here to the left, we have Marco with Taste of Las Cruces, and your event is June 10th. We're gonna get all into that right now. And then over here, we have Celia. We also have Araceli, Magali. Gosh, that's gorgeous. And then we have Lupe. Thank you all for coming in today. And you guys are with Sober Streets Movements. And you guys have been around since October 2023. I recently found out about you guys, and I'm kind of like hooked. I want to help you guys get the message out. So anything that we could do together. And this is one way that I can offer to help. Yeah. So basically what we're going to do is go around the table and do a deep dive into everybody's business. I do like to ask at the end, what type of marketing do you do? Or at the beginning, however you want to answer it. Do you have any tips or advice for, are you guys a nonprofit?
We're a nonprofit organization.
Do you have any tips or advice for nonprofits or events? And this, because we have a lot of business owners on and so forth, so if we can help each other out. And then also, are you guys using AI? If so, how? I'm in marketing, so I just am curious to see, out of all the guests that I have on, kind of the population divide and all that good stuff right now. So let's go on and start with you, Marco. Again, you have an event coming up on June 10th. It's called Taste of Las Cruces. Yes. So this is actually the first time that I've heard about your event. Wow. How long has it been going on?
So this is the 18th.
18th?
Annual, yes.
Jiminy crickets.
18th annual Taste of Las Cruces. And
wow.
We're super excited. Every year, 100% of the proceeds do benefit our food pantry. And so the food pantry in Las Cruces, Casa de Peregrinos, serves Doña Ana County. And Doña Ana County is very large. It's as far as Sunland right here. I mean, we can literally see Sunland from here.
Absolutely.
If we step outside. And then as far as north as Garfield, past Hatch,
wow.
You have this.
That covers a big area, a big
area. And there's still crooks and crannies here and there within the Doña Ana County that we serve. And so there's a lot of elderly out there, a lot of folks that are. Personally, I fell in love with Sunland. Servicing Sunland, we got to see some of the roads that are out there, just very rural, very hard to get food out to people, and not to mention the lack of grocery stores, the lack of clinics, things like that, especially here. And Sunland is very rural, so anytime that we have a pop-up or we're giving away food, we serve about 700 to 800 people.
Wow.
If the need wasn't
a big amount of people.
Exactly. So
and that's just Sunland.
Yes, and that's just Sunland.
Wow.
So Taste of Las Cruces is one of our fundraisers. We have a lot of fundraisers throughout the year, but this right here is our Super Bowl.
Okay, keep telling us more. So again, it's June 10th.
Yes, June 10th, 5:30 to 8 at the Las Cruces Convention Center. I've said this before, it's like the Macy's Day Parade sale. But with food, it's so much food.
All the food. Tell me more,
yes,
sir.
We're gonna have Thai food.
What?
We're gonna have China Bistro. We're gonna have, of course, Mexican food. You gotta have it. We're gonna have Italian food. We're gonna have barbecue. We're trying to have even Indian food for the first time.
Well, you guys have quite a delicious food scene in Las Cruces.
Yes.
So are these establishments all from Las Cruces, or how is this? What is?
Yes, everybody is local, anybody that's there, but because we service Doña Ana County, this is the first year that we're deciding to open the event for restaurants outside of Las Cruces.
Great idea.
We have restaurants here in Sunland all the way down to Hatch and
that's
whatnot.
perfect.
So.
Well, I love that because it's not far from any of those places for a quick little day trip. We do it all the time. We'll go to Hatch to eat. We go and eat in TRC.
And now that we're talking about, we're going to get into talking about safe driving, and so I always advise my family that's visiting El Paso or vice versa to take the back roads.
Oh yeah, I love it. Highway 28 is the best way.
Yes, take the back roads. You know, you're
beautiful.
gonna pass by La Central Bakery, which is really good, and all those.
Get a little appetizer for the
you know,
drive.
Who doesn't want it? You know, so I encourage this to be a day that you plan for
A fun day.
a fun day,
A fun culinary.
for a good cause.
And how many hours did you say it was?
2.5 hours.
Okay,
yes.
2.5 hours, not very long. So you guys still have the rest of your day to go out and spend in different ways. But this is an event you definitely want to try. And you said what time is it from?
5:30 to 8.
Oh, that's cool.
And,
Okay.
we do have a silent auction. We're gonna have very rare items. We have giveaways to trips, giveaways to
Trips.
tours to our friends at Virgin Galactic.
Wow.
They're always doing family pack tours.
Interesting.
So it's just very rare things that you wanna.
You wouldn't typically find at a typical event. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That sounds pretty cool. So you guys have raffles. You guys are going to have 2.5 hours of pure tasting
Yes.
from the whole area in Doña Ana, which is really cool. I'm excited to see different restaurants that I haven't gone about. I'm the one. I will travel to Ruidoso just to eat pancakes
Yeah.
or a specific dessert. Or I no shame in my game, ladies. So I'm excited to see what else is out there. And how do we get our tickets right now?
So if you go anywhere on the socials and you look up Casa de Peregrinos, that's all we're posting right now. casadeperegrinos.org. Go to the events tab and you're going to see the Taste of Las Cruces where you can get tickets. You can see what type of restaurants are participating. And you asked what kind of advice we can give
Yes.
to nonprofits, you know, and right now we are living in a time where we want to know what's real. Who cares and who doesn't.
Yes.
And so we're looking for sponsors. We're actively looking for sponsors. And what I'm realizing is that everybody is willing to give. Everybody wants to give. They just don't know how to.
Mm-hmm.
And the Taste of Las Cruces is an event that people can know that they can sponsor and know that it's giving to a really good cause.
Right.
We have matching opportunities this month and next month where people can donate and double their impact. So we're really good at finding sponsors that are willing to match us in donations. So it's really great to just be able to have those opportunities there. And so we welcome businesses, restaurants, sponsors, agencies, organizations to look into sponsoring. We have different tiers to join. If you want to get a table, contact us. And I always say this, that when you sponsor an event like Taste of Las Cruces, the entire community is watching. And this is in my opinion, the cheapest way to advertise your business because the amount of people that are going to be there to experience that moment, and when they need something, when they need that particular thing that you do, they're gonna think about you because they had a really good experience. And so
awesome. So you guys have different ways that people can participate. Do you guys are capped off at vendors?
No.
So if you have a restaurant in Doña Ana area and you're interested in participating, you guys can also reach out to them.
Yes.
If you guys are interested in sponsorships, you can also reach out to them. And you can also reach out to them to buy all the tickets you want. Take the whole family. Is there an age limit or anything to this?
No age limit.
Okay,
And,
family friendly.
Yeah.
Awesome. And again, it's going to be on June 10th from 5:30 to 8 at the Las Cruces Convention Center. You go to casadeperegrinos.org to buy your tickets, and it's the 18th annual. You guys get a pretty good crowd each year?
Yes, and I've been part of the organization for going on 6 years now, and I'm telling you, it gets better and better this year. And this year, I'm really excited because we got many more new restaurants.
Right.
We have long-term restaurants returning, and we're just super excited. We get to see what everybody brings to the table.
I love it, literally, right?
Yeah.
So, real quick, how do people follow you on social media? And is there anything you're asking from the community?
We are asking for the community to participate, not only to attend Taste of Las Cruces, but also support your local food pantry. Like I said, we cover a lot of ground and we service a lot of people, and we cannot do this without the sponsors, without the donors. a little bit more than half of our donations that come in are private donors, individual donors, and so that goes a long way. And so we welcome people to come join us and see what we're about, see how many people we serve, and be part of an event that is like I said, it's a fun event, and you're doing it for a good cause, and the whole town gets to recognize that.
Yeah. And again, follow them at Taste of Las Cruces
Yes.
on social media to get more information. You guys can see some of the vendors and all that good stuff there. We answered the type of marketing that you guys do.
We do a lot of social media,
Okay.
TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. We're going live all the time. So yeah.
Perfect. So we got social media, your type of marketing, tips or advice. You mentioned that right now, right?
Yes. You want to approach local restaurants, local businesses with the opportunity, because that's really what it is. Asking for someone to join in on your mission is an opportunity. It's a welcome, and so it goes a long way.
Awesome. And are you currently using AI? If so, how?
No, we try to steer away from that. Like I said, we try to make sure, especially right now, people want to know what's real and what's not. I feel like even if typos are human error, we have to we have to love human error. And so if we don't love the human error, we're not gonna, people can see what's fake and what's not. And so right now, we try very hard with each post that we do to make sure that it sounds like it's coming from us.
Yeah, I love it. Awesome. Did we cover everything?
I think so. Like I said, it's at the Convention Center, June 10th, 5:30 to 8. Las Cruces Convention Center, over 30 restaurants.
Bam.
Come have a blast.
I love it. Thank you so much, Marco.
Of course.
All right.
Y lo puedo traducir todo después del episodio.
All right. So over here, we have the ladies of Sober Streets Movement. Again, you guys started, I want to say it was October 2023,
Yes.
correct? I think, well, first off, I'm very sorry for your loss. It's unfortunate that we have Sober Streets Movement, but it's a very important movement that we need to be have on the table and be talking about, because this is, I feel, is it's a very big and real problem in our area with drunk driving. And so I just kind of want to let you guys take it away, kind of the information you want to give the community. What are you looking for? What do you guys need? How can we help you?
Hi, so again, we're a part of Sober Streets Movement. All of the moms that are within our group are mothers who have lost their children to a drunk driver. Unfortunately, this is a growing crisis within El Paso. The Sheriff's Department is doing such a fantastic job, as well as with all the law enforcement that are involved in creating this DUI task force. But more than anything, we are encouraging the community to, go hand in hand and help them. It's quite impossible for them to do this alone and to reverse the crisis that's happening within our city. We have to hold each other accountable.
Yes.
We have to hold ourselves accountable, which speaks to our mission, right? Our mission speaks to accountability, prevention, and change, right? But again, this is something that we all need to join in on. Sometimes, unfortunately, it's so easy to say, oh, I've only had a couple of beers for whatever the reason might be, right? It's an unfortunate thing that's become almost a culture within our city, and we don't see the real impact that these accident and fatalities have on our community. I can tell you, within, again, the ladies, the stories that we share, I mean, they're unreal. They're unreal, and we are so fortunate that, Lupe, our founder, began this group because it's a place where we all, we find a safe space
Community.
to share and grieve our
Sure.
kids. But as you mentioned, it's very unfortunate that it had to be started to begin with. I think the biggest thing that we need from our community is, again, accountability. If you're going to drink, make a plan and be ready to not get behind the wheel I had a meeting with a group at the juvenile detention center yesterday, and something that they pointed out, because I think that the biggest thing is some people say, oh, well, it's so expensive to get an Uber or Lyft, or especially around the holidays. So something you can do is pre-schedule your ride. If you know you're going out, if you know you're going to be drinking, which we are not advocating against, right? Everybody's allowed to have fun. Everybody's allowed to
Responsibly.
to drink, but do it responsibly.
Yes.
Exactly. So you're able to, pre-schedule your Lyft or your, Uber, whatever it might be, and have that plan ready when you're ready to go out.
Absolutely. I know that the DA used to have a program on the weekends where they were giving away free Uber rides. I don't know that they still do that because I haven't seen that advertising. Yeah,
it's
that was a great program.
It's a funding from the government.
Sure.
And unfortunately,
A lot of things got cut. Yeah.
A lot of things got cut. So unfortunately, the Uber rides got cut as well.
I understand that.
But when we started the group with Sober Streets, we wanted to be our voices of our loved ones. That they'll never be forgotten, that they're not just another case number, that they meant something, because, taking someone's life and making that choice, getting behind the wheel, it's a great impact. It's a lifelong sentence.
It's irreversible.
You don't live normal anymore.
Right.
Nobody does.
And it's just a reminder, seeing somebody else's life stolen because we made that choice and used our vehicle to get behind the wheel while we're impaired.
Right.
So we're trying to make a change, and we want the laws to change, and that's our main mission, is changing our laws, because there's just a slap on the wrist every time there's a first offender, second offender. It's like they just think it's a joke, and they're back at it again.
I know. I've seen cases where people have had 5 or more DWIs and they're released and they're on the road again. Unfortunately, I had a friend who lost their daughter last year because of a DWI driver as well. And they get out on bail. Like, how is that fair? How is that justice? But also, it goes deeper than that. Like, what happens to the bars that overserve? What happens to the bartenders that overserved? It's the irresponsible drivers and drinkers, but also there's layers of it. There's layers of it. And again, how many times are the police going to let them go so they can do it again? That's why I say there's a real pandemic here in the area. And it's just a surface level, like it's just a Band-Aid. I have 2 DWIs. I will be 17 years sober this July. And thank God, nothing horrible happened, but who's to say? You never know just by putting that chance out there. You're risking too much. Here in El Paso, I do not feel comfortable driving on the road past 9, past 10 o'clock at night. And it starts as early in the morning. We all have fit fam. We all see when people are driving home on their way from wherever they've been or whatever, there's just so much to say about all of this. But how do we start? Where do we start, right? I know recently you guys had not a protest, but a gathering.
We had several protests.
And so that was the first one I got to go to, was the last one that you guys had, and you talked to the DA.
Yes.
How do we help you?
What we ask our community is that they sign our petition.
Okay.
We're asking because we want our laws to change. We need checkpoints back. A lot of our other states do have those checkpoints, and we need them back in
That's
check.
what they said, that those were not illegal, or
Right,
that those
because
are
they're
illegal
liberal.
now.
We're considered liberal rights, but we're losing lives. We're losing a lot of
We need
lives.
to do something. Yes.
We need our checkpoints. We need, the laws to change in our system, because it's a constant of, the first fine is $1,000. Their bond is
It's nothing.
10%, which is $100. They're out the next day.
But even more, like even TABC to be going out regularly. We know where the hot spots are. You can go to these records and see where people were leaving from. That's an easy as like just going and checking in and making sure there's no underage. Wasn't this last girl 19 years old or something like
What
that?
we're asking also is for the driver's license to be flagged.
Yes.
Something. To
There's many steps for avoidance. When I had my DWIs, I was in Austin, Texas. I had the breathalyzer in my car. over in Austin, I feel like they make everybody a poster child, which is great, because I knew after my second one I would never ever do that again. And there's stuff, penalties, you pay a lot of money. There's also different things like community service and things that you have to do, where I've always said here, like, why do we have to pay as a community more taxes to clean our roads when we got people who have patrol, who have what is it called, probation to do, you know? Like, these are things to deter them from doing the same things, you know? So there's all different kinds of things that we can start implementing. I guess besides your, how do they go and sign your petition first off?
Well, we have a QR code right here.
Perfect.
They can go online to Sober Streets on Instagram. We have it on Instagram, Facebook, and we have a QR code where we have them sign the petition. At first, when they go in there, they might get a charge of a small donation, but they don't need to pay a donation. They can skip that part and go automatically to signing the petition.
Okay, awesome. And so what will this petition do?
Well, what we're going to do is as a matter of fact, we're going to be addressing our mayor on April 27th. We're going to have a meeting with them, with all the families that have been impacted. Address that we want him to go with us to Austin. Address our leadership, our state representatives, to address the changes that we need in our community. I know it's going to take a lot of work. Like I said, we know we have to go all through Texas, but something needs to change.
You got to start somewhere, right? Someone has to start. And
we're asking our leaders, our chief police department, our DA, our mayor, our leaders that's now at city council. They're all going to be there. The sheriff was also going to be invited as well. So all of them, they're going to be there on that 27th of April, and we're going to address and see how we're going to work together as a community.
Thank goodness. That's awesome. So you guys had the meeting set with all the leaders. Oh, heck yes. I love it. That's already big right there in itself, just to get everybody at the same table. That's amazing. So we need to sign that petition. And when are you? It's by the 27th that we want to have this done by.
Yes.
Also, everybody knows somebody who's parties or who does whatever, or who just goes to the quinceañera or goes to the baby shower or whatever, or just on the weekend. It's also our responsibility to take their keys away.
Yes.
It's our responsibility not to let our loved ones drive and, put anybody else in danger. So we all have to take accountability. I think that's what you were mentioning. If we're working in the service industry, it's also our responsibility how much we serve these people.
Right.
And if they don't like it, too bad. You're doing your job. I used to bartend in Austin too, and that's just part of the job. There's no tip big enough, worth it enough for any of this kind of stuff. There's nothing worth it.
For life.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even worth entertaining. Like, just don't let it happen.
Or just stay where you're at.
Yes, stay where you're at. We all have, we're all family, no matter if we just met for the first time or we live with each other or a cousin, whatever. We're all family. We always have enough for everybody, whether it's food or beds or comforts, blankets. We have enough for everybody. So I think it's also, like you said, it's time for us all to step up and take accountability. This is a serious problem. If you guys know anybody, every year I need to talk about it more, but on my anniversary, I mentioned how if you guys are interested in AA, just having a resource, a lot of people don't know about that. There's a fabulous app called Guide, or I just showed you. Message me and I will get that information to you. There's meetings that happen hourly. There are Zoom meetings that you can find all around the country. So at any time of the day when you need, there's someone there to talk to. But again, you have to want it. You have to want that change in your life. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen, and you're going to keep repeating the cycles, and you're going to keep putting yourselves and others in danger. So it's a very serious topic. And I want to, again, thank you guys so much for coming in today. Is there anything else that we want to go on and make sure that we mention? How do we follow you? What are you guys asking from the community?
Yes, so we do have, a page on all social media platforms under Sober Streets Movement. We welcome anybody also who has experienced a loss like this. We welcome anybody to our community. Sometimes it can be very lonely going through a loss like this, especially, a child. So anybody who is dealing with something like this, first, we offer our condolences to them. But we're here for support. Also, kind of just touching base, right? I think fake IDs are also such a huge issue in the El Paso community. So,
Okay, I didn't even think about that, Araceli.
yeah, so I mean, if you know somebody is doing this, right, remember that every action has a consequence. Even ruining your life at the early age, you're not even a legal adult yet, and having to pay, real adult consequences is very unfortunate. So yeah, signing our petition is great, and like we tell everybody, every signature is a voice. So, and that helps kind of solidify the message that we're bringing to our city leaders, and that's the most we can ask for. We do post updates on all social medias, of events, and we just ask you to have the courage to come out and stand next to us. I think making people a little bit uncomfortable gets things kind of rolling, and we don't mean to make it uncomfortable. We do not want any more families, suffering what we deal with on a daily basis. So
I hear that, and at the same time, I can't keep hearing make them a little uncomfortable. We all need to be a little uncomfortable because this is very uncomfortable. This is a very serious situation, and it needs to be in the forefront of all of our minds, whether we're out there participating in activities and making sure that we have a ride home or when it's safe, whatever it is. We all have to be aware of it and try to put an effort to do what we can on our part. Okay, so is there anything else that you guys want to mention, or maybe in
everything covered? But we really want our community. We're pleading honestly with our community. Don't drink and drive. It's not worth it.
It's not.
It's not. It affects both sides of the families.
Yes.
And it changes their lives forever. And we need our community to come together. We need to be El Paso strong.
Yes.
And just make a difference. And if we all come together, we can make that change.
I love it. Yeah, when we pull together, we're so strong together, right? We move bigger mountains together, and so that's what you guys are doing here. On the back end of it, for the type of marketing that you do, you guys are posting to social media regularly. Do you have a website?
We have not created
Okay,
a
no,
website.
that's okay. But we have your QR code, which is on your social media pages, and that's where you guys go and you sign that petition. Again, by the 27th of this month, preferably, please. And then, do you have any tips or advice for nonprofits out there?
I think when I started this, it was a beginning for me to start. So it was very challenging. You had to do a lot of research. So you got to do your homework when you're doing this nonprofit organization, because, filling out the forms and the liability of the taxes and everything, you just got to be careful with all that. So that's my best advice, is that make sure you do your homework.
Absolutely. Perfect. And do you use AI at all?
Yes, I do.
I love it.
Do a lot of research.
Yeah.
I do a lot of AI. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's fun. You can make posters, everything.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. I really enjoy it.
Well, you guys are very active on social media, which is great because we need that constant reminder. Again, anything that you guys need, please tag me and everything so I can share it, and I'm here to help however I can. Marco, did we cover everything?
I think we did.
We did it all? Did we cover everything, ladies?
Thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
for having us.
No, of course. I'm always here. I'm going to turn. Annie's Adventures is 13 years last December. So, I always said I'd stop when people stop messaging me or whatever, and I'm blessed where it's every day, So it's kind of like an Angie's List or a Yellow Pages. People ask me, what do I do with the kids? Where do I go eat? I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that, and I send local as much as possible. So again, that's what I'm here to do. So use me as a resource. Again, if I can't do it, chances are I know a guy. So just ask me for whatever it is that you guys need. Thank you guys so much for tuning in at home and for always going local. I appreciate you guys. The community appreciates you guys. I do want to do a quick sponsor shout out to Star City Central Studios. Thank you always so much. Star City Central Studio Productions. Thank you always for allowing me this gorgeous space to use for the podcast. I literally couldn't do this without you guys. Also, El Paso Family Dental. If you guys are looking for a dentist for yourself or the whole family, I highly recommend El Paso Family Dental. Their crew is amazing. They're so funny. They're just cool people in general. I typically hate going to the doctors or to the dentist in general. I love going to my dentist. I kind of look forward to it. and I had a good time when I got my wisdom teeth pulled out. Go figure. So I highly recommend El Paso Family Dental and Rampage Strength. If you guys need a 24-hour gym, they're there centrally located. The personal training by E10 is fabulous. If you guys are training for any of the races coming up, he's your man. Make sure to reach out to them and tell him I sent you. Also, if you guys would like to have a featured post on Annie's Adventures, just reach out to me. I need about a week's notice and we can go on and plan that. Also, if you need help with video production, digital or traditional marketing, I can help you with that as well at my day job. I'm always here to help. All you have to do is ask. All right, I'll pass it. I'll see you next time. Take it easy. Bye.
Lo mataron, tenía 31 años y fue soldado. Volvió con muchas medallas porque fue buen soldado. Y a él lo mató un soldado borracho, para variar.
Yeah.
And this is Desiree right there in the middle. She was 20 years old. There was 4 kids in the car, and the driver also passed away. The driver and my daughter.
And the kids?
The other one, he has like life-altering medical issues for the rest of his life, and only one walked away with physically scratches.
What year did she pass?
2023, January of 2023.
Recent. And the gentleman right here?
That's my son, Stephen Anthony Hernandez. They called him Stevie Suave. He was a rapper in El Paso.
A rapper.
Yes, he was very well known for rapping his music, and he loved his city very much. Did a lot of videos in his rap shows. He had told me, Mom, I'm gonna make it big. Losing him was turned my world upside down. That he always told me, prosper, Mom, prosper in life. And when I started this, I said, I'm gonna prosper. And his song would always prosper, Mom, just prosper, and you're gonna get what we're gonna get. And I would always get mad at him and tell him, no, you know, so as parents, we're like, rap music's not for you. You got to think of school. You got to go to college. You got to.
Right.
And he's like, no, Mom, I'm big. And he was killed by a repeated offender. She was on her third DWI. And he was the passenger. And it was him and his girlfriend. And that's where my life ended when he passed away. But I thank God it's giving me the strength to be where I'm at right now and be the voice for all these families that have been impacted. Because I said, one thing I'll do is be their voices.
You guys are doing great.
Thank you.
And lastly, blessings.
My daughter, Anaí, she was 17 years old. She didn't get to graduate from high school. She wanted to go be a lawyer. She was doing early college. She was very smart, intelligent. This happened 2 years ago, a day before her 18th birthday. So we were planning a big party for her and my oldest daughter. So it was like everybody's really hard. Instead of doing her party on that weekend, we were doing her funeral arrangements. Yeah, she was my baby. I have, and my daughter, the oldest, my son, and she was my baby. She was my baby, and it's been really hard on everybody. Really, really hard. And the thing is that it was also an 18-year-old, the suspect drunk driver that.
Really?
Yeah. It was an 18, not even old enough to be drinking, but
Right.
he got an accident.
I'm very sorry, ladies.
When things like this happen, it usually makes the news in Las Cruces, so everybody in Las Cruces feels you guys as well.
Thank you. Just ask
Thank you.
Santa, sharing the awareness, to make the smarter choice. Don't get behind the wheel. Don't drink and drive.
Thank you for sharing, guys.
They all had a future.